In a time before maps had edges, when stars whispered secrets to the wind and kingdoms still rose upon clouds, there lived creatures beyond all human understanding. They breathed fire, they swam in skies, they ruled not just land and sea, but the very stories of man. They were called many names: Lung, Wyvern, Amaru, Leviathan. Yet they all shared one heart, the fire of legend. From desert scrolls to frozen cave walls, dragons have burned their way through every corner of the earth. But were they only myth? Or did the old world know something we have forgotten? Tonight, we trace the tale of the dragon, not just as beast, but as mystery, mirror, and myth. This is the complete story of dragons. Long before the rise of gods and empires, there was Tiamat, the primeval chaos dragon of Babylonian myth. She embodied the oceans, gave birth to monsters, and fought the heavens themselves. Her body formed the heavens and earth. In this first tale, dragons were not enemies. They were the raw forces that shaped the world. Ancient peoples, encountering giant bones in the earth, had no knowledge of dinosaurs. Instead, they spoke of thunder lizards and sky-serpents. These bones sparked awe and fear, and gave birth to stories of creatures that roared and flew and breathed flame. Thus, the dragon myth took root in soil, fire, and memory. In the East, dragons were revered. They controlled the rain, guided emperors, and danced through heavenly scrolls. They were wise, long-bodied, wingless, and often associated with water and weather. They brought prosperity, not destruction, and were symbols of strength and harmony, protectors of both land and sky. In contrast, Western dragons were born from fear, winged beasts with fiery breath. They hoarded gold and ravaged kingdoms. Their presence meant destruction. Their defeat meant glory. These dragons became embodiments of sin, greed, and chaos, guardians of treasure, enemies of knights, and challenges for saints. Not all dragons are alike. Some have wings, others none. Some have multiple heads, others are serpentine. There are dragons that breathe fire, dragons that conjure storms, dragons that dwell underwater, and those who rule the clouds. Each culture gave them unique forms, shaped by their environment, fears, and dreams. In the Andes, the Amaru bore rainbow feathers and deep wisdom. In Slavic tales, the Zmaj Gorinich spat fire from 3 mouths. In Africa, dragons took the form of spirit snakes or winged lizards. No single image could capture the dragon, because each one was a reflection of the people who imagined it. Slaying a dragon became the highest proof of bravery. Siegfried slew Fafnir, bathing in dragon blood to gain invincibility. St. George faced death to rescue a princess and became a legend. These stories weren't just about monsters. They were about courage, sacrifice, and facing the impossible. Yet not all dragons were slain. In Eastern stories, they taught wisdom. In Welsh tales, they warned of coming kings. Some were not foes to be defeated, but sacred beings to be honored. The dragon, then, could be both teacher and test, destruction and divine. St. George became the symbol of holy courage. In Libya, a town lived in fear of a dragon who demanded daily sacrifices, sheep, gold, and eventually people. When the princess was chosen as tribute, George arrived on horseback, armed with faith and spear, to confront the beast himself. The battle became legend, fire and steel, heaven and terror. When the dragon fell, George refused gold, asking only for faith to be honored. In myth and art, His victory wasn't just over a monster, but over despair. His story lit fires across Europe, and dragons burned in more tales. Across continents, dragon-like beings appeared with different faces. In Aboriginal Australia, the rainbow serpent shaped rivers and valleys, guardian of water and life. Its colors reflected creation. It brought fertility and punishment. In stories still told today, it is both protector and destroyer, deeply woven into Dreamtime mythology. In the Andean highlands, the Amaru, a double-headed dragon, connected sky, earth, and underworld. It carried rain between worlds. Meanwhile, Japanese Ryujin ruled the seas, while in Norse myth, Jormungandr encircled the earth, destined to battle Thor at the end of time. These dragons shaped landscapes and fate. Could dragon legends have natural roots? Many historians believe ancient peoples found dinosaur bones long before science could explain them. Imagine discovering a skull longer than a man, teeth sharp as knives. Without paleontology, these were clearly monsters. Dragons were simply born from Earth, not just imagination. Other theories suggest ancient sightings of real animals, crocodiles, Komodo dragons, or giant pythons, distorted over generations. When fear meets folklore, it mutates into fire-breathing legend. Add a little smoke, a distant roar, and time, and you have a dragon, a beast made of truth, shadow, and story. Today, dragons live again in pages and pixels. In Tolkien's world, Smaug slumbers on gold, wise and wicked. In Westeros, Daenerys rides fire through the sky. In every game, book, or show, dragons breathe again. They are no longer only monsters, but characters, companions, and rulers of fantasy realms. And yet, their essence remains unchanged. Dragons challenge the hero. They symbolize power, danger, and transformation. Whether soaring in anime skies or defending treasure in tabletop quests, dragons still spark awe. Across generations and genres, they remain timeless. Creatures of the mind, born again with every story retold. Psychologists see dragons as symbols of inner struggle, the fear we must confront, the fire we hold inside. In myths, the hero slays the dragon, but in dreams, the dragon is often ourselves. What we fear, what we suppress, what we deny, all take shape in dragon's form. And so, the dragon becomes rebirth. Fire destroys, but also purifies. When we overcome fear, something new rises. Strength, clarity, wisdom. The dragon is a storm, yes, but also the sky after. It is the shadow we conquer. In that way, every dragon story is our story too. Though science says no dragon ever lived, their spirit remains immortal. We see them in movies, in dreams, in festivals. They perch on bookshelves and soar through imaginations. They light the path of curiosity and courage, a myth so strong it became truth in the only place that matters, the heart. Maybe dragons never truly left. Maybe they were never beasts, but symbols. They are the fire in our stories, the wings of our wonder. When we tell their tales, they rise again in ink and ember, smoke and soul. And in the final flicker of night, we dream them back to life.